So sorry about the interruption. So with our handsome Mr. K, we're going to get going back into some of our practice. So I know we were discussing the benefits of novelty. So novelty as well, even though he is an adult dog, a lot of times if we don't keep maintaining some of our confidence building throughout the different life stages, you may find that your puppy may have been very confident, then going through adolescence, maybe novelty could have been a little overwhelming or spooky. Two, as you're hitting adolescence, a lot of genetics start to pop up as well. So you might start to get more of the behavior your babe was meant to be doing, poking out when they hit adolescence. Obviously, just like with anything, the more your babe practices a certain behavior or skill, the more refined that skill can get, even if it's behaviors you don't love. So I would highly recommend to make sure that when you're practicing anything with your babe throughout the day, even if it's not like what we would consider training, remember that throughout the whole day, your dog is learning things that you may or may not enjoy, but that they're going to also start to get good at. So prevention and management is going to be very crucial for changing maybe old habits or things that you're not a huge fan of. So now, just for practice sake, I did put the agility ladder, ready, sir? Up higher. So we're going to see if you can rock a little bit with really lifting up those feet right there. Yes. So the benefit again of some of these games is it's of course mental exercises, and don't worry if he doesn't quite grasp it. If let's say sometimes your puppy, oh my goodness, chewing. If your puppy, for example, walking and eating is hard, huh? Is let's say they're not doing the agility ladder or the equipment the exact way you were hoping. He's like, whoa, so many ladder moments. There we go, right there. Yes. Even if they went and practiced across the short end to get comfortable, perfectly fine because they're trying something new and giving it at least a try. So if your babe is a little bit of an eager beaver, we may even find that sometimes doing a little jump to be helpful too. Obviously, whenever trying something novel, I make it very easy. I don't want him to think that everything is super challenging or unattainable. So sometimes just having him chase the food over something novel and start doing some of these little games can be a great way to build up, again, fun for you guys as a lovely little team, but also just another great way to build his confidence and abilities. So for the handsome guy, he's obviously very comfortable with a lot of the stuff. You don't see any fear responses or anxiety poking out. For him, his body language is staying nice and soft, very fluid. Nice job, cuteness. So you're not seeing freezing or pausing or rigidness. He's actually getting a little excited at times. Some of that, though, for some babes, anxiety may come out in different ways. So like I mentioned, for some babes, when they get really frazzled, they become excessively mouthy, maybe more jumpy or even a little bit wild, almost looks like over exuberance. That can also, for some dogs, be more of the fidget response when they're feeling overwhelmed. So getting to know what your dog does in certain situations with certain levels of difficulty or distraction can be really helpful for either helping them gain more resilience, but at times also not pushing them past their comfort range. So we're just going to try a little bit of everything. So I'm going to have him go up on the raised cot, which for some pups, nice, can be a little flustering. It's kind of like a hammock material, so it makes some creaking. Oh, we dropped a friend. So sometimes when dogs are trying a novel situation or novel item, hesitation could be part of it. Mr. K doesn't seem to be too frazzled, which is awesome, but everybody's dogs are starting at a different rate, a different sort of starting point. Nice. So right now we're just trying novelty for boosting confidence, resilience, and just having a good time doing a little bit with some brain exercises. So this is, again, getting him to use his body. Nice, right there. I'm going to feed for that little setup. I'm going to see if I can get him to also rock a little bit, maybe with a sit in the box. Nice job. So remember, when you're asking for a certain body position change from like a sit to a down to a stand or whatever it might be, you will want to make sure that it's more of a could you versus a forcing situation. Because a lot of times if your babe is really struggling with something, ready, ladder, then what might be going on is that their inability to perform the skill is them saying, I'm confused, overwhelmed, or don't quite understand, the setup. Nice. Yes, right there. Beautiful. So, but Mr. K, oh my goodness, is doing a gorgeous job with all of these lovely skills so far. Ready? So if he gets a little unsure, he can cut through we'll go ahead and feed for that little check-in, but we're maybe going to try it one more time. So ready, ladder. Nice, yes, good boy. So as he's getting more fluid, we might again go back and see if we can try a little bit with his paws up. Yes, see, nice work. So sometimes it just takes a couple little reps to start getting that feel down for his body. Remember, just like with us, if we're trying something new, the dance moves are normally not going to be the most beautiful thing you've ever done. So don't expect perfection, but more progress. We want to see sort of progress in the direction you guys were hoping to gain in sort of either a skill set or a behavior. Nice. Good job, Mr. K. So we'll see if we can go from the platform here that had the little marker, the little target, I mean. Oh, that was very nice. Then see if we can try it without the blanket or the, yeah, see, now we're starting to get it. Good job, sir. So you'll see that in the beginning, I'm not saying over and over what I want him to do because he maybe has no idea what I'm talking about. So I tend to feed for the moments they're correct. So I'm building up that understanding that good things happen. Ready? And then we might try pause up and then yes to feed. So you could either call this pause up, step up. Eventually what you can end up doing too is you start to kind of get the babes to start pivoting potentially. For right now, I just wanted to think that there's value. That was very nice in going on the target bowl and putting those front feet on it. So again, pause up. Yes, right there. Nice. And feed for that response. Good job. Yes. You can, again, start to create a word for hopping off of it. Like you might want to say off. If you use down for laying down on the floor, you definitely want to make sure you have a different slogan for off of you or off of something else. And then, for example, to lie down would be different than to get off of something. So ready, pause up. Oh, very nice, but we'll see if we can get both. There we go. Yes, nice job. So he's a very fast learner, which is awesome. This doesn't mean that just because he's doing really well that he completely understands it. So it would be one of those things where, just like with us, repetitions and lots of great practice helps us master and refine skills that then become those habits that come out a lot more naturally without as much luring or shaping for him. But he's doing a real nice job. So we'll maybe give him a little break from some of the different items out here, and then we'll work a few other little skills. But he did a very nice job with all these novel items, and he tried all of them out and did quite nice. Good job, sir. So we'll give him a little forage moment, and we'll take a little break from all of this weird stuff, but he did a really good job with it.